Wow. Wow. We're about to see one of the worst ever Corsa VXRs.
This is worse than the Astra.
This is worse than the Astra. This is worse than the Astra. Excuse me. What was that? Okay, so welcome back to another video. Was you just describing this Corsa? So again, we wasn't expecting to record this at all, but we found the worst ever Astra VXR that we had, but we think we have now found the worst ever Corsa VXR. So what's going to happen is we're going to turn this over very, very quickly. You can hear it. We'll let you hear it very quick, but we don't want to do any other damage. You hear it very quick, but we don't want to sound so bad. It sounds so bad. Obviously, when the piston goes, they do sound like a Subaru, but this one is so bad. Now, little backstory on this. Customer bought it to us. He had it as a part exchange in, so he bought it off a customer, and he's been told it's forged. Tell us what you think.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
I don't think the car is though.
No.
Right, we're ready.
Yep. Wow. Wow. So, we're going to have some fun right now. We're going to pull this engine out of this car. We're going to inspect the actual inside of it. You heard that then, it sounded like an absolute bag of nails. It's low on 3 compression, on 3 cylinders. Low on 3 compression, low on 3 cylinders. Try English, shall we? So we're going to pull this engine and we're going to see exactly what's inside. We've got plenty of other VXR engines that we're building over there. We're going to bring this thing back to life, do all the machine work, and put some Wasner pistons and pec rods in it.
Some of those.
Some of these. These.
Shiny.
We've got lots of these. Shiny.
I'm getting some signs here that this engine has been out before, and it's not good signs, is it, Jack?
No.
The oil, you can see the oil there, look at that. There's some really bad stuff going on inside this engine.
Wait. Ready?
Show them the sump plug. Ready? I'm going to focus on this. Right, so give me 10 minutes to focus. Oh no, I'm focused already. Bear in mind, point where the sump plug ends, Jack.
Well, we're going to show because I'm going to wipe it off now.
But just before you do,
yeah.
That's all metal fragments right there. That is a lot of metal fragments. This is not somebody's hair. That is metal fragments. So do you want to wipe that off? Don't eat it.
You don't want to come off?
Wow. That is caked. That there is still got metal fragments on.
A lot of as well.
A hell of a lot. So the inside of this engine, I know. The inside of this engine is going to be so bad, like really bad. Obviously, when we've checked the back of it as well, did you say the loom was crushed?
Crushed and wrapped around the fuel line.
Yeah, so it's all been routed the wrong way. So it's showing signs that the engine has been out, but whoever put it back in, what we're going to say?
Stupid people.
Shame on them, eh? Shame on them. It would be interesting to see who supposedly forged this, but we haven't got a clue.
It's been forged.
This is the thing, the engine's been out, so we know something's happened to the engine, but
Yes.
we're not sure exactly what has. So,
I'm going to say this, and it's probably down to doing a crap job.
yeah. What do you think?
I would probably agree with my learned colleague. It's either that or they
I am
have...
your teacher today.
Yes, just in case some of your viewers are not aware, I don't work on, well, I haven't worked on VXRs in the past. It's always been Jap and German stuff, so this is a bit of a learning process for me. I will say it's actually quite enjoyable. It's
Completely different engine
yeah,
to the Japs.
it's not difficult at all. It's actually very straightforward, which makes for quite a pleasant change, really.
Yeah.
But what my other thought was that whoever's done this, they could have just put in a different engine, and and it's not actually forged. It's just
forged engine.
Yeah, a forged engine, but perhaps bill the customer as it being a forged engine, which
Because on this we did mention that obviously it's low on 3 cylinders on compression, which is quite rare. But obviously the sound of it that you heard at the very beginning of this video, that's why we turned it off so quick, because we wanted you guys to hear it. This is probably one of the worst Corsas that we've actually seen so far. We did obviously the worst Astra.
Look at that, I didn't even touch that.
Well, it's also this as well. I mean that looks like it's been done for a while, but
Yeah, so bolts are just like left out. They've not been touched.
They have not been actually touched. They've not been tampered with by us or anything like that. They've been left undone. And the turbo, Jack, just do us a wiggle. Just listen.
Do a wiggle?
Do a wiggle. No, not you actually do a wiggle, but wiggle.
Wait, I'm trying to grab the shaft.
It's not mine. You can hear that. So everything on this car is badly damaged. Now, with regards to the gearbox, we don't know because it's not running, so it's difficult with that. But we're going to get down to this. We're going to strip it all down. We're going to see exactly what's inside. So it is going to be an interesting video to see.
The oil's that thick.
I know, and it's just got silver bits in it and everything else, which you saw earlier. So it's not looking good for this. Again, people get done over a lot with these forgers, which is why you need to come to us instead. Actually get something good done.
It was just the way you said it. It was just the way you said it. It was like, yeah, you need to come to us. But in honestly, yes.
Yeah,
you do need to come
we're
to
the
us.
cheapest around for the forging, and
Yeah.
we do the best job. I'd say we do the best job. We've not had any.
Well, I'm not
issues
going to
with the
disagree, am I?
Well, no. But still.
What?
So yeah, we're going to pull this engine. We're going to strip it down. I'm not going to do any cinematics because there's no point. We just want to get straight to the point. I was going to do some, like I said before, but no, we're going to leave that. We're just going to jump straight in and show you exactly what is inside this engine. So this is going to be really, really interesting to see. I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of crushed pistons, a lot of bent rods, and everything else. So
We'll be able to see if it's forged anyway.
yeah, we will. We will.
I'm going to say that the main bearings and the big ends are scored to hell.
It sounds like it's got no bearings in there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So-
Well, in fact, probably the bearings are now, have been wiped off the end of that.
That sump plug,
some
yeah.
plug, yeah.
So we're going to find out. So hold tight.
Stripping the engine down, we was going to skip right to the very end. However, found some interesting things, haven't we?
Stupid people.
Yes. So everything's all rounded off here.
Wrong bolts.
We're going to have to drill that out. Wrong bolts everywhere where they should not be.
Timing's out.
Yeah, timing's out as well. Here. Wait, let's focus. So, timing's all out.
This has been
not-
previously broken.
Yeah, which is not obviously ideal. This has been broken. This has been patched in with a bit of pipe work.
And the clip's missing.
Missing off her ear. Everything's literally all backwards on this engine. Like the loom was all crushed, as we mentioned earlier.
Oh, there's a bit of silicone done.
Yeah, the thermostat housing was siliconed. Just literally everything, rather than using another seal, which I don't see the point. I really don't see the point. So it's going to be interesting to see what's actually inside this as well, once we actually get to it. But it's just getting all these bolts off that are all rounded and figuring out which bolts that they've put in wrong where, innit? Really? Because we're going to have to replace all of those, which is not really ideal. So delving deeper.
Stupid people.
Yeah, they've actually really wrecked this engine, haven't they?
Yeah.
So, seem to think that it's been starved of oil, don't we? In all honesty, there's too much silicon everywhere, so we think it's actually blocked the pickup pipe.
Look how dry this is.
Yeah. So if you look here, it's just dry, and obviously these points as well. They're just so gritty, like really gritty. Like there,
Let me
it's
see
so
if we can
bad.
get something.
It's so bad, like really bad. Looking at this few bits on here, it looks like he's going to need a new head, and in all honesty, the
Travis
cams
Allen.
as well are all scraped and damaged, and such a sad time really. It actually is, because this is down to somebody that's had this engine apart and rebuilt it wrong, and it's not really fair on a customer, is it that? So in all honesty, we've not even got down to the pistons yet. But so far, it's going to need the cams and the head. It's going to need 2. This is not repairable. This is not, like, everything's all ground down. All these are all got the metal finers in. It's all just ground it down over time as well. And it just feels awful. Like, this is not really repairable. You may as well just get another engine and redo everything on that instead, don't you, really? By the time you spend money trying to sort this, there's no point. There really is no point.
Block's alright as well.
Yeah, so we're going to strip it down even further. Head's coming off next. Obviously, Jack's just taking all the buckets out. But after that, we're going to inspect the head. So, not the head, the block. Yeah, the block. So, we're going to go ahead, strip that down, and then see what disasters are in there. But we know that there's oil sat on top of every single piston. So, this is going to be very interesting. We're about to see one of the worst ever Corsa VXRs.
This is worse than the Astra.
This is worse than the Astra. This is worse than the Astra.
Stupid people.
So this engine was obviously supposed to be forged. No.
Well, there's a standard one from a previous engine. And there's another standard one.
So there's no forging going along in here. There was a little bit of silicone when we took this off. We have actually took that out, but there was a little bit of silicone in there for some reason.
I have a theory.
But it's been starved of oil.
Well, I think when they've resealed this sump at some point, because it looks like they haven't really done a good job,
Yeah.
they've gone over the oil pickup.
And it's just starved it.
Yeah, and it's gone in, got stuck, starved of oil, and killed everything.
Yeah. Because these here, each piston. So let me just get you guys in focus a little bit more. So each piston, you can tell if a rod's going to be bent because you can see the gap on this side to the gap on this side. There's no gap here. Like, there should be a little bit of movement in there anyway, but when they all sat slanted like that, obviously that's quite worrying. Every single one, see that side, that side, that side, that side, they're all sat facing this way, every single one of them. So towards that looks like that every single rod there is bent. Now what it's like underneath, we're not entirely sure. We're about to find out, I suppose. So we're going to go and strip this all down and then get back to you with the damage. The block itself doesn't seem so bad with the scoring on the inside, which we're quite surprised at, but it depends what it's like underneath.
If it's done that to the cams, what's it done to the crank?
Yeah, I know, that is the worrying thing. Obviously, when it was turned over as well, it did sound like it didn't have any shells in there, didn't it?
Yeah.
It sounded like it was just free roaming and doing whatever it wanted to do. So, very interesting to see. So, we're going to skip forward now. We've done a lot of stripping. Skip forward and show you guys the exact last bits of this engine.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Stupid people.
So here, you can see that should not be there. Right there. That is a hole in the oil pump. Nice, but what has caused that? So, just checking these. So these are the actual comrades themselves.
Oops.
Yep, that's fine. Here we go. Ah. The shell's completely fucked. Excuse my French.
Oh, look at that.
I know.
By crank.
So yeah, so that crank's going to be absolutely oh, there, feel there. There's the damage.
That's the shell.
Yep, I'm gone. See there. I'm trying to see if I can get them to focus. There, where Jack's bending, bend it. That's the actual shell. So here as well,
Wait,
right there.
Give me the torch, see if you get the light on it.
That there, yeah, you can see it now. That there is the shell, squeezing out the side. Wow. Okay, that's really damaged. So it's going to be a new crank. We're going to have to inspect the block itself to see what's actually going off there. Obviously this has got an hole in it for a reason. Again, unsure why. Well, to be fair, actually, I think I do know why. If that's not tightened up properly, it's going to have a lot of movement in it. Or if these are loose as well, it's going to have movement, and that would have smashed that out, wouldn't it?
If a bit of that's gone in the sump.
Would explain why the timing's out. If it's jumped a tooth because of this. So,
Lot of explanation.
yes. What is it?
Fucked.
No?
Stupid people.
Yeah. So strip this down, inspect the pistons, and then we're going to end this video. But we didn't want to just miss this because obviously you guys are seeing this as we're stripping it down. We didn't want to just strip it down and then you guys not see it all at the end. Like, this is just crazy, the amount of silicone here as well. So we think there's been restricted of oil as well at the same time, which is just crazy because of this silicone. Pistons are now out. So the bit where we saw here with the shell, it was bad. So here you can see a lot of scoring on that side. So here, these two dark lines are actually scoring. So with them, it's going to need a new crank. That's not one, Jack.
Do I show the shell?
We're going to show him anyway, but go on, say what you want to say.
Stupid people.
So over here, we've got the pistons. So which order are these? 1, 2, 3, 4. So one here, 4 the other end. So inspecting these, the rods are all bent, every single one of them. They are bent in not the usual place as well. They're bent further down, aren't they? Yeah. Which is strange, but again, it will be if the shells aren't fitted right.
P4?
So P4, as usual, is falling out.
This is the best bit. Shells?
Yeah.
Shells? Shells? No shells.
Where are the shells?
These shells are here.
So as you saw that bit of metal that we were trying to show you earlier, these are the shells. So they've been put in, and they've actually wore themselves down.
It's like paper.
And literally gone around the actual com rod itself. Like, just look at that.
Look, they've melted together.
That is crazy. So that is so bad. Like, so bad. That's obviously what's caused the damage on the crank as well, and all the other damage that's been put in place. Like, obviously the silicone hasn't helped, so it's been starved of oil. It's been very poorly built, and I mean very poorly built. We're going to inspect this block and make sure it doesn't need a new block, but it does need a new head, it needs new cams, it needs a new crank. But this is the thing as well, it's going to have a block because all the stuff needs to really match. Like, it's not really ideal to mix and match stuff. So we think he's going to need a new everything, which we'll find out obviously when we strip this down. That is the end of this video. We thought we'd show you that because obviously that is crazy, really crazy to see. I'm going to walk further down this way, but it's one of those things where obviously you can't predict other people's work, and sometimes people also say to us, do you ever get bored of stripping down Corsa engines? The answer is no, because every single one is completely different, literally every single one. So you could come into all different problems, all different situations, no matter what. So obviously we're going to get some time to work on the Tokyo Drift project as well, wide body, at some point very soon, hopefully. But yeah, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.